All right, Soni Podcast, episode 6, Conversations on Life and Combat. Everyone's asking me, when is this podcast going to come out? When is it going to come out? When are you going to bring this guest on? It's time.
Who's asking you?
Everyone's asking.
Let's drop some names.
I can't name drop right now, but
Shabana Mamiji. I know she's watching that.
I'm introducing the one and only, my younger brother.
Younger. Shaved this morning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look older than you. So, how does it feel to be on my show?
I mean, I'd like to be on a little earlier.
Why?
It's 11:15.
So what?
I work tomorrow.
Bro, you don't know my sleep schedule. I sleep at 5.
I'm getting old now, though.
It's okay.
I'm a 25-year-old,
25 is still young, alright?
quarter century old.
It's all good. So, you know what will wake you up right now? A philosophy question.
That always wakes me up,
Are you ready for a philosophy question?
of course.
Okay. Let's start with a would you rather question.
Okay.
Okay. So, if there is your best friend lying on the rail track, and then there's 3 random people that you don't know, okay? But you have the option to save your friend, but you're going to kill the 3 people. Would you save your friend, or would you kill the 3 people?
I'd save my friend.
Why would you save your friend?
He means more than me. He means more to me than the other.
1 life means more to you than 3.
Yeah.
Why?
You think all lives mean the same to you?
Yeah.
Really? This
Yeah.
This guy's a total stranger to you. He could be like your worst enemy. Like he
Okay, no, sorry. One-on-one, yeah. But if there's 1 person and 2 strangers, I would pick the 2 strangers.
Okay, but think of everything your best friend has done for you.
Yeah.
In his or her life.
Okay.
So
No, but don't you think you're going to be held accountable for killing more lives? Like if you think of it in a religious point of view.
religious point of view?
Yeah. If you
Well-
have to, like it's 2 or 3 against 1. You know, just because your best friend doesn't mean the rest of the lives don't matter. The rest of the people, they have a family too.
Yeah, but they don't mean as much to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like you have to be selfish sometimes.
Selfish
Yeah.
towards yourself. I'm not selfish towards other people.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? I wouldn't pick my friend. No.
You let your friend die
I'd let my friend die.
over 3 random people.
I would.
Random people die all the time.
But I have the option
There's
to save
3
them.
random people. There's hundreds of random people
But
you
you
don't
don't
know
have-
that are dying.
But you're not accountable for those guys.
Okay.
You're accountable for these guys.
Well, in some way we are.
How are
Maybe
you
not
accountable?
directly, but
But you're not directly accountable for those people.
okay.
Like tragedies happen all the time around the world, right? But
Right.
you're not involved. Unless you're involved. Let's say okay, are you thinking of it like your friend will remember that, oh, you betrayed me and then died? Does that make a difference to you?
No,
Does that make a difference to you? If your friend knows that you betrayed him before dying?
he's dead.
No, before dying.
He's gonna die anyways.
I know, but does that make a difference to you?
Why would it make a difference? Well, consciously it does. Like I wouldn't. It would be hard to live with myself knowing that I chose 3 random people over helping my friend. You know.
Okay, but to some people it would make a difference knowing that his friend, he's dead, but before he died,
Okay.
he knew that, oh, my friend had the option, but he still betrayed me. Does that make a difference to you?
Well, he would do that. He would know that, right?
No, like let's say in a situation he doesn't
Yeah.
know that.
That would factor in too.
Okay, so that would affect.
But partly. But what would affect me more is my own judgment. Like I would not be okay with that judgment.
No, I disagree.
Now, if you're saying my friend versus the whole world, that might be a different story.
No,
Right.
I love my friends too, but I can't live with that.
You're telling me.
I can't live with killing more people, more family, more trauma. 1 family's trauma compared to 3 families' trauma.
Okay, but think of the level of trauma. It's subjective to you, right? you don't. Do you care more about your friend's family than the families of these three people? Who do you care more about?
It's not about who you care more about. It's about quantity too. One friend's family compared to three friends' family.
It's not all about quantity. So that's like those are like two theories of thoughts on morality, basically, right? Like that's like I forget what it's called. I think it's called utilitarianism, right? That means like I don't know if that's the proper word, but there's one theory of morality where it's like everyone's life is equal, right? It doesn't matter who you're saving; it's the amount of people you're saving, right? But then there's another theory of where it's like it's situational, right? And we've had this conversation before. Yeah.
No, but still, I still say.
Let's have that conversation again.
I'm different now. I'm different compared to when I was back then.
Let's go through that conversation again then.
Go ahead.
So let's say there's I forgot how it went, but let's say it's there's four people in front of you, right? Three of them are billionaires. One of them is living in poverty. She's a girl and she's homeless, right? She has 3 kids. She doesn't have a home.
Yeah.
Right? She's broke.
Yeah.
No money, can't even buy food.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's 3 billionaires next to her, right? Now, you have in option A, you have $1,000, right? And you give, let's say you give all 4 of those people $250 each.
Okay.
Right, that ups to $1,000, right? So you've done $1,000 worth of charity, right? But now let's say so that's option 1, right? You donated $1,000, 250 each. 250 goes to the lady that's homeless. 250 goes to each of the billionaires. Okay, that's option A. Option B is again, you have the same 4 people, but this time you're only donating, let's say, $803. Okay, you give $800 to the girl in poverty. Okay, and you give $1 to each of the billionaires. Okay.
Yeah.
Which option do you think you've done the most good?
800 and then 1 to each billionaire.
But you've donated less. In the first option, you donated $1,000.
Yeah. But the person who was in more need got the more money.
Exactly. My friend is in more need of me. I owe my friend more than I owe these 3 people. It's the same way you owe this girl more of your money. Well, you don't owe her, but it makes more sense to give your money to that girl, right? Right? Because she has more, I guess, more, I don't want to say entitlement to the money, but she can do a lot more with that money, right? It's as if she deserves it more, right? In the same situation you brought up before, when I'm saving my best friend versus 3 of those other random people. Right? My one best friend, I kind of owe it to him to save his life. He's done so much for me, right? Let's say I've known him for almost 20 years.
I don't think they correlate.
I think it's exact correlation.
I don't think it correlates.
Exactly.
No,
I think it's exactly the same situation.
I don't think it correlates.
Because you're saying, okay, 3 lives is more than 1.
Yeah.
Right? So $1,000 should be more than $803, right?
Yeah.
So why are you picking the $803?
I think of it more of a religious point of view. That's why. I feel like I'll be accounted more because it's technically killing. You're killing them.
Okay, let's say if she doesn't get that enough money, she dies. Her whole family dies. In a way, you're killing her too.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. So what are you trying to say here?
So I'm saying it's the right thing is dependent upon the situation. It's not just black and white. Like, it's not like, okay, this is 3 lives, this is 1 life.
You know, I get that a lot, right? I'm closed-minded. That's what they call me.
I'm gonna open up your mind then.
Really? You can't open my mind. I'm open-minded in general. But people call me closed-minded. I don't agree with that. But
you know why you don't agree with that?
why?
Because you're closed-minded.
No, I'm not closed-minded. I'm open-minded.
You said you're closed-minded.
I'm not closed-minded.
Okay.
You're closed-minded.
I'm closed-minded.
You're closed. No, I mean, sometimes things have to be black and white.
Not when it comes to life. In these situations, you think it's...
Context does...
You don't think that's a complicated question? It's not a black and white question.
Okay, there's complexity to it, but that doesn't change my answer. I still... Like, let's say, like, yeah, one of my closest friends. That doesn't mean I don't like him as much, but I think of it in a more religious point of view.
I don't know why this is religious.
You don't think you'll be accounted more for killing 3 people compared to 1?
Well, no, I think intention is everything.
So what?
Because I think
intention is worse than that. You're saving 1 person instead of 3.
You're giving that person what they deserve to be saved. Right? That best friend has invested time, sacrifice into you. Right?
Okay.
So don't you think that person deserves to be saved?
No.
Why not?
3 against 1.
Okay, what if it's a family member?
Okay, that makes a difference.
Okay, why is that different then? Oh, 3 lives, 1 life.
3 lives, 1 life.
Why is that different?
I think you called me.
I don't know.
I think you called me. Okay, it's the first time this happened on Soni Podcast.
First time.
You might be a good guest. Okay. Family member is a little different. I don't know.
But I think what makes it different is the same thing. It's subjectivity. Like, you owe your family. Same way you owe your friend.
I think you owe your family more though.
Yeah.
So
but the point is, there is an owing involved.
Okay, no, but like, let's say like, I feel like God would consider more that, oh, you saved your family compared to you saved your friend. Like,
why would he consider that more?
Because they've done so much more for you. Like, let's say, like, you know how much parents are valued in Islam, right?
Well, yeah, but so is like people that have done good for you, right?
No.
I don't know, man.
No. I think
agree to disagree then.
I think it's different. Context matters.
I'm glad I'm your brother and not your friend.
Why?
Because then you'd save me because I'm family.
Huh?
You'd save me because I'm family.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But if I was your best friend,
yeah,
you wouldn't save me.
I wouldn't save. No. I agree. I would save my family, but I wouldn't save my friends. And it's all religious. I don't care about like the what he has done for me.
Really?
Yeah. I don't. That might make me selfish. Like, let's say Hamid, for example.
Yeah.
Not name dropping, but Hamid, right? First guess.
Hamid. Gave me a great haircut.
Huh? He gave you a great hair? Yeah.
Great haircut.
Hamid. First guess.
What was the other guy's name?
Which guy?
That was the guy that gave me a haircut.
Oh, Tashif. Oh,
Tashif. Tashif.
Shout out Tashif.
Good haircuts.
Okay. So, if Hamid was on the train track and there's 3 other people, I would save the 3 other people and not Hamid.
Bro. Hamid. Hamid. I'd save Hamid over those 3 people.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, man. You're more of a friend to Hamid than I am.
Yeah.
No. But if it's you, or actually if it's our parents, definitely parents. But yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy how morality works. Because it's a totally complicated topic. Like, what's the right thing to do? What's the wrong thing to do? What makes something right? What makes something wrong?
Yeah.
What's more good? What's less good?
So, leading up to that topic, right? I have a question for you. Do you think we're obligated to help other people? Like obligation?
Obligated?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
Because without some type of help, we wouldn't be here. Think of it. When you're born, look how vulnerable you are. You can die from bacteria as an infant.
Yeah.
Like, you literally have to be fed by someone else.
Uh-huh.
Right? So naturally, I feel like by default, we're in debt to someone else. Right?
Okay.
So I think,
That's why you have to help someone else?
yeah, at least your parents.
Obligation? I don't think so. Why are we obligated? You don't have to. Like, think back to
You
caveman
take,
days.
you have to give. If you're going to
Think-
take, you have to give back.
You don't have to.
Why not?
Why do you have to?
Because it's the fair thing to do.
Why is it the fair thing?
Because you've taken something, you have to give it back.
But it's not obligation. I didn't choose to get fed when I was an infant.
So you'd rather not be alive?
No, I'm saying, like, I don't think it's obligation. Obviously, it's the right thing to do, but I don't think it's obligation.
Obligation means your duty.
Yeah, I don't think it's my duty.
You
Comes
think
from
it's
me.
not your duty to do the right thing?
It comes from me. I don't think it's duty. It's my choice.
To do the right thing.
It's my choice to do the right thing.
It is your choice as well.
Is it my choice or is it my duty?
It's both.
Okay. But, no, I don't think it's my duty. I choose it. I choose to help other people. I choose to do the right thing. I'm not doing it because, oh, you helped me. I'm obligated to. Why are you smiling?
This guy's a monster.
I'm a monster. No,
This
but
guy's a monster. Oh,
this guy, why are you shaking the table?
I'm mad.
But yeah, I'm not obligated.
So you don't think you owe anyone anything?
Oh, I don't think so. Not all.
You don't owe anyone anything.
No.
But do you think you've taken something from people to get here? Could you have gotten here alone?
But did I choose to take it?
But did you get here alone?
No.
No. Right? So you got here from the help of other people.
But me choosing to take the help also makes a difference.
So your argument is that you never chose to take this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you saying people helped you by force.
In a way, yeah. So I don't think it's duty to help them back.
I think it. But what's the alternative then?
But no, I mean, I'm going to help. No, what I'm trying to say is obviously it's 100% right to do the right thing.
Yeah.
But not out of duty. Out of my choice to do the right thing. I'm not obligated to help you. Just because you helped me. And I have to give you back. It's not because of that. Because of my kindness.
Okay.
That's my point of view.
I think innately, like, since you've taken something,
Mm-hmm.
you should give it back. Just to keep the balance.
But it's not duty. I don't have to.
Do you think everyone has a duty to do the right thing?
Not duty, no.
So you think it's okay for people to do the wrong thing?
It's their choice to do the wrong thing. It's not the right thing to do, but it's their choice to. The right thing to do is to do the right thing. But if they do the bad thing, it's not because it's not their duty. It's because they choose to do the bad thing.
Give me a situation.
Okay.
Like, give me a specific situation where we're talking about someone helping you out and you not helping them out. I feel like, okay, let's say someone gives you a gift.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Well, I'm thinking something completely different.
Okay, don't bring like the parent thing. Completely like different. Yeah, like. Okay, let me give you a situation. Let me think of something.
Because in that sense, I agree with you. Because if someone gives me like
I was
a
talking about
gift,
gift. Yeah, I don't have to give it back to.
I don't. Yeah, I guess it's the right thing to reciprocate. But I feel like if someone just keeps giving and giving and giving, sometimes it is overwhelming, and it's like I didn't ask you to do that, right? So
yeah, okay. This might not be the best example, right?
Okay.
But let's say like you wish me for my birthday. It's not my duty to wish you back for your birthday.
If you carry yourself as a good person, then it is your duty.
It's not my duty. I choose.
But then you can't call yourself a good person.
Why? What is a good person?
Oh, that's a whole different. That's like a 2-hour conversation in itself. What's a good person?
Yeah. Do you consider yourself a good person?
Humbly, yes.
Humbly.
Like,
why do you think you're a good person?
I think I'm a good person because I am, I guess, I would say I'm a good person because I'm somewhat empathetic. Like I have the ability to be selfless at times.
So put other people first?
Yeah. But in a way, like that's selfish. Like so the way I see it, like being selfless, being a good person, being kind, being selfless, being empathetic, being nice, or I would say being kind to someone, it's the most selfish thing you can do.
Why?
Because you're giving yourself one of the best things that anyone can give themselves. You're not only giving yourself, I guess, a good image in the world. That in itself is like a good thing you're giving yourself. But the biggest thing is you're giving yourself an authentic, without a doubt, statement that you can say that you are a kind person.
Okay.
Right? If I'm a kind person, I can unapologetically, I can confidently say I am a kind person. Because, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this.
Okay.
You can't ever take that away from me.
Yeah.
You can say I'm not a kind person, but...
So you do that for yourself?
Yes. Okay. I think in part, everything we do is we do for ourselves.
Okay. So you don't... Okay. So you always think about yourself?
Unconsciously.
Okay.
I think every action we do is in the best interest of ourselves. It should be. Yeah. It should be.
But yeah, I don't think you go around thinking after every action, I'm a better person now.
Yeah. But I think that's how you get happy.
What?
Authenticity. Like, that's how you achieve actual happiness. You know, it's not a materialistic. It's authenticity.
Happiness, authenticity.
It's the fastest way to happiness. If I can authentically say that, I am a kind person, right? There's nothing you can do.
I don't think that's the fastest way.
Yes, it is.
No? Let's say you are a bad person. You do bad things. You don't think the bad people are happy?
Deep down, I feel like they're not.
Why not?
Because
that's what define happiness in.
You might be right, I guess. I guess some people...
To be honest, like, you see all the villain stories, right? Like, all the villains, they all have been through something for them to do that. So no matter how much power they have, maybe deep down they still have that trauma. That's what you're trying to say, right? Like, deep down, they might not be actually happy.
Yeah. Okay. Somewhat, yeah. Somewhat.
No, but I still agree with what I said.
What do you say?
Happiness, that's not the fastest way.
Might not be the fastest way, but it's the most stable way. It's the most concrete way. Like, for sure way.
So, you think you're a good person?
Now I don't. Now I feel bad for saying I'm a good person.
What?
I don't know. I feel like, yeah, in general, I do hold myself to be a good person.
Who are you to say you're a good person?
That's also true. But based on what I see as good, I feel like I am.
So what is good? You didn't answer that. Authenticity?
Authenticity?
Authenticity. Is that what he said?
It's living up to what you say you do.
Okay.
I think that's what makes you a good person. And then being selfless and being giving.
Okay. Let's say I'm not selfless, right?
You're not selfless?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm selfish. Does that make me a bad person?
Well, I'm selfish too.
Yeah.
But in a different way.
How are you going to classify what is a good way, what is a bad way?
The good way is you're being selfish for yourself, right? By going back to what I said, like, you're selfish when you're being selfless. Because by giving, you're getting the fact and the authentic statement that you are a selfless person. Everyone can't say that. Like, you can probably say it, but I'll call you out on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm like, you're not selfish. You did this and that. Right? But, like, if I live by my morals, my values, if it's to be kind, if it's to be selfless, if it's to be whatever, right? And I actually live by them, I have all this stack of evidence, all my actions from the past, that no one can deny.
Okay, I agree with you on that. But let's say you don't have that quality. You're selfish after every action. So you're like, oh, I'm a good person now, right? I'm a better person now, right? You're not doing it. You're not like selfless.
I can just say you're not.
No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying, are you still a good person?
If you're selfish?
Yeah. You're
in which ways are you being selfish?
You're helping people just for the sake of you. Like, you know that factor, not subconscious. Conscious.
I don't think that's wrong.
You don't think that's wrong?
No, I don't think that's wrong.
You don't think that's wrong? Okay. Just helping people for this, knowing that it's for the sake.
Because you owe it to yourself too. You owe yourself to be selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you should be being the best version of yourself, right? Like, you should be trying to do that.
Okay. So what is your definition of good again?
My definition
good person.
A good person?
Yeah. Being selfless?
Being selfless, being kind, right? But that doesn't mean you're a pushover or anything like that. Like, have your... Stand up for yourself. Stand up for what you believe in, but...
Let's say you're selfless, but you're not kind. Are you still a good person?
Selfless?
But not kind.
How does that work?
Huh?
How would that work?
Like, let's say you're not kind. You're a mean person.
Then how are you selfless?
You're just helping people, but you're still a mean person.
You're helping people.
Yeah, let's say you're donating to people in the need, but you're a mean person.
You can probably still be a good... If that's
you're still a good person?
You're mean?
Yeah.
Well, I think... I feel bad for mean people.
Why?
Because anyone that's okay with themselves, anyone that doesn't hate themselves, or they're not going to be mean to other people. Like, if you're really happy with yourself, if you're truly happy, why would you be mean?
Yeah. Just saying all mean people are not happy with them.
All mean people have something they hate about themselves.
Not necessarily. Okay, yeah.
Like, everything someone does to you is never about you. It's always about themselves. Right? So, like, if you're being mean to me, there's something about you that's not right. There's something about you that is bothering you.
Yeah.
You may be insecure about something. You may be... something's happening. You're upset about something. Right? Because if you weren't, why would you be mean to anyone?
Mm-hmm. No, but like what I'm trying to say is what often people say is like you can't just give me a list of things and call that a definition, right?
Yeah.
Like
I think it's very complicated.
Like for example, what is success? For example, if you're gonna tell me that these 4 things: a house, a car, like a family, etc., right? Like 4 things. If you meet 2 out of the 4 things, you're not gonna go out and saying I'm a 50% of a good person, right? If someone asks, you're not gonna go out and say I'm 50% successful. You need a definition. You can't give me a list of things and call that a definition. You're telling me, okay, if someone tells me success on the last podcast, it was like that. It was just 4 things. And someone asks him, oh, are you successful? You're not going to say I'm 50% successful. It's either yes or no.
I think success wouldn't be the reward or the destination, right?
Okay.
Success is how you live that journey, right? If you've lived a happy life, but you've only have like a really tiny house, right? You've lived that life the way you wanted to live.
Yeah.
Right? So success wouldn't be about getting those goals. It would be how you get those goals.
Yeah. But like you're saying, selflessness, right? What is a good person? Selflessness, kind. You're giving me these things.
In my opinion.
Okay. But let's say you're not kind, but you're the other thing. Are you 50%? Are you 70%? You can't give me a list of things. What is that one thing that is a good person? Give me a definition.
Of a good person?
Yeah.
Give me one thing?
A definition. You can't give me a list of things. That's not a definition. That's examples.
Okay, so you want a definition of what a good person is?
That's what I'm saying. I don't agree with list of things. Those are examples. That's not a definition. You're giving me examples.
Those are traits that a person, I feel like, would get them the most happiness.
Exactly. Examples of a good person.
No, those traits, I feel like if you live by them, you will be probably more happy than a lot of people.
But that's still like an example.
Yeah. And I think that's what a good person deserves to be.
Okay.
If you're a good person, right, you should be deserving of happiness.
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of like it's almost paradoxical.
But I need a definition.
A definition of what?
Good person.
What is a good person?
Yeah, what is a good person? You're giving me lists. Traits. That's not a definition.
That's my definition.
Traits is a definition. List. You could go on and on and on. If someone asks you, you're going to keep on listing all the traits? No. You're going to give him one definition.
Okay, what's your definition then?
I'm asking you.
Okay, you don't have a definition either.
I'm asking you. No, but that's the thing. Don't get personal with me. You tell. What is a good person?
I told you, a person that lives by their traits.
That's the definition.
Lives by their virtues.
Let's say a person doesn't live by their traits, or they're not a good person.
Probably not.
No.
Okay,
so that's your definition then. A person that lives by it. So as simple as that.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
I guess so. I don't know. I think it's different for everyone.
Why don't you know?
For me, what makes a good person is those traits. Yeah.
Not traits. A person who follows those traits. Wait, what'd you say? A person?
Yeah, a person who lives by those traits. That can...
No. I disagree.
Those are like virtuous traits.
No.
Okay.
That's just not true. You just said a person who lives by those traits. Those traits can go on and on and on. So if someone asks you what is a good person, you're going to give them a sentence. You're not going to say...
I'm going to describe the person I think is a good person.
You're going to keep on listing traits.
How else would you describe a good person?
There should be
Why, he's wearing a nice shirt? He's a good person?
He should be a solid definition of what a good person is.
That's a definition. A person that looks like this.
Traits.
Yes.
Like you can go on for hours describing traits.
But it's not traits. It's
quality.
Actions.
No, it's quality.
To get those traits. To get those traits. To say, oh, I'm a kind person. That person has to do kind things. Right?
Okay. Well, what is the definition?
in my opinion, a good person. I talked a lot about kindness and selflessness, but it's also competence. Like, you're good at what you do, right? You're
not
useful.
good at what you do. Are you not a good person?
If you're not good at what you do,
Yeah.
you could be a better person.
But are you a good person?
Compared to the rest of the world, probably.
You're a good person.
Yeah, it's not one thing. You're saying
gotta be.
You're saying, okay, if one thing doesn't meet, am I still a good person? It's a spectrum.
No, but you're giving me a trait. So
Okay.
if that trait isn't a good person, how am I a good person? If that trait doesn't mean a good person, how am I still a good person? You're giving
It's not black and white. It's not
It
you're
is
a good person or a bad person.
There needs to be a definition.
So you're saying there's only good people and bad people. There's no middle people?
No, you're either good or you're bad.
Really?
There's no middle.
Really?
There's no middle.
There's no middle.
There's no middle.
You're either you're an evil person or a good person.
Not evil, but you're either good or bad.
So good and evil. Bad means evil, right?
Okay, sorry, good and bad. Yeah.
So there's only evil people and there's only good people.
Yeah.
Everything. Why does everything have to be black and white with you?
What do you mean?
Why is it always this? Or why you work in dichotomies?
Because it needs to be. It needs to be a definition. You can't twist it and give me a bunch.
So people are either perfect.
No, not perfect.
Or horrible.
No. I'm not saying perfect.
If they're not perfect, then they're not good. Apparently.
No. When did I say that?
You said if someone has this and trait, but they're not good, they're not competent.
That doesn't
they're
mean
bad.
Perfect. But you're giving me traits.
But you're saying they're not good anymore.
I'm asking you.
No, you're telling me straight up.
No.
I'm saying they're still good.
So,
no.
You weren't answering that part.
What?
Well, I'm saying, are they still a good? If you're claiming that this makes a good person, but then that person doesn't have that quality, how is he Is he still a good person?
Because that one quality doesn't. It's not only that one quality.
Why is that quality even in the conversation?
It's part of it.
No.
If I rip your arm off, your left arm.
Yeah.
Do you have no limbs?
I still have other limbs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are you still
But
functioning?
there needs to be a definition of a good person. Not traits, not qualities.
How do I explain this to you?
Not explain it to me.
How
You
do I
need to
explain this to
understand. Stuff needs to be black and white.
Okay.
I'm not considering a perfect person.
Okay. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
There's one guy that's bald,
Yeah.
right? And there's one guy like you,
Yeah.
Rapunzel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good looking guy like me.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, one guy has hair, the other guy doesn't have hair.
Yeah.
I come with the razor, right? The machine, right? And I shave half of your head off.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have hair?
I do have hair.
Same thing.
It's not.
Yes.
It's
If you're a good person, if being a good person requires you to do this, and this, just because you don't have one doesn't mean you're bald now.
So at what point are you not a good person?
It's like if
that's the question. I got you. At what point are you not a good person?
when you take multiple of those things.
What
away.
multiple? 50%, 60%? What point?
Probably 50%.
50%. That's
Yeah, that makes sense.
51 or
Then
49?
you're good. Then you're more good than bad.
So who's being black and white right now?
I'm using your analogy. You're saying only good and evil, right?
No. I caught you right here.
I'm saying you're on a spectrum.
No. Listen.
You're on a spectrum. You can lean good, right? Maybe you have some good traits.
Good.
You're still good.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to say is you can't. Okay, you have 6 things, and at what point? Okay, you're saying you take one out, but you consider that still a good person. At what point does he become a bad
50%.
person? 50%.
If you take more good things, if you have more good qualities versus bad qualities, you're a good person. If you have more bad qualities versus good qualities, you're a bad person.
49%. That's a bad person.
You're more bad. I believe there's middles. I believe there's spectrums. You're the one saying it's either good or bad.
Spectrum.
So
Okay, so what would you consider a middle good person? How do you define that?
I would say this person leans good.
Leans good.
Yeah, he's somewhat of a good person. And then if they lean bad, they're somewhat of a bad person. I don't know why this is so hard.
Somewhat of a bad person.
Yes.
How are you gonna scale that?
I don't need to
This
measure.
This guy
If you're 51. Oh no, that guy's 53. I don't need to do that.
So you're you're either good or you're bad. You're not. Oh, like you. If you ask me.
So okay, then you're either bald or you have hair.
No. You're not gonna be like, oh, is that a good person or is he leaning towards a good person or is that leaning towards a bad person? You're gonna either say he's a good person or he's a bad person. You're not gonna say anything else.
You're saying you're using good as perfection.
No, not as perfection.
Okay, so if someone's 99% good, they're bad? They're evil?
No, I'm asking you right now.
I gave you the answer.
What?
You're saying no.
Listen, if someone asks you, is this person a good person? Are you gonna say is he good, bad, or is he?
First of all, I'm no one to say. First of all,
based on your judgment.
Based on my judgment.
Based on your judgment.
Okay, yeah, I would say
no one to say.
Yeah, I would say if I know the guy, yeah, he's a good guy.
Good guy. You won't say.
I know people that are bad. I would consider he's not that much. He's probably not a good guy.
Okay, so he's a bad guy.
I don't think he's shaitan.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's the most evil guy.
Okay, but bad versus good.
Yeah, it's a leaning thing.
You don't understand.
It's a spectrum.
That's the issue with you.
But you're saying just because one person doesn't have one of the traits I said, you're considering him a bad person.
No, I'm asking you. What point does he become a bad person?
I gave you the answer. I'm saying 50%.
So you're saying 50%.
Yes.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Why doesn't it make sense to you?
You won't. How are you gonna scale that?
You estimate based on your experience with the person.
You have 10. Let me write 10 good qualities. That's 10 qualities that make a good person in your eyes.
Okay.
You're gonna scale out. Oh, 5 of those qualities are out of him now. Oh, he's not a good person anymore. You're gonna say that?
First of all, I don't think like that. I'm not analyzing everyone saying he's a good person or bad person. Because some people can start off bad, become good later.
Exactly.
Yes.
So those 5 qualities could be added back to them now.
Sure.
So is he good or bad?
At that moment?
Yeah.
If he has done shitty things in the past, right? Let's say this guy murdered someone, right? He murdered 10 people.
Yeah.
Right? But he does good deeds. He does all the other things. Right? I weigh murder as a lot more than giving donations to charity.
Yes.
Right?
How do you scale that? Like plus 7 points, plus 3 points, like
minus a lot of points for murder.
So how many points?
A lot.
How many?
It's not a science to this. Like it's
There's
not. It's not quantifiable.
There's got to be a definition to it. At what point does a guy become bad? At what point does a guy become good?
It's subjective.
In your eyes, yeah. But there needs to be reason behind why it's bad.
Yes, like the same guy, you can have the same guy here. You can think he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Based on your definition of good.
Yeah.
But it might not match my definition of good. Right?
But based on your definition of good, so you say if you take 50%, he's bad. How are you going to scale, oh, he's a bad person now? 50% of those are gone now. He's a bad person.
Next question.
You don't understand.
Next question.
You're not.
Next question.
You're not understanding. You ready?
Sure.
Do you think aliens exist?
Aliens.
Aliens.
Yeah, I think they're bound to exist.
What do you mean by bound to exist?
If the world is infinite, if the universe is as vast as it really is, I think there's bound to be other life. Just from a probability standpoint.
Probability?
Yeah, just by probability.
So
we might never contact them in our lifetimes or in all of humanity's lifetime.
Why not?
Because we're pretty short.
Huh?
We haven't been living for too long.
I know, but they can interact with us.
Yeah, but they could be too far away, right?
Who knows, right? They could be so much ahead of us, so much behind us. Who knows?
Yeah.
They're alien to us, we're alien to them.
Yeah.
Simple as that. So I definitely think there are aliens around the world.
Yeah.
But not like those green Toy Story aliens that you watch.
Why not?
It doesn't have to be like that.
It doesn't have to be, yeah.
Yeah, it could be like like literally think of every animal that combined into one. It could be anything.
Yep.
I don't think an alien would be anything we know of. You know, like something that's like completely different. Like think of like a color that you've never seen. You can't imagine a color that you've never seen, right? So it would be like a species that you've never seen. It's completely random.
Okay.
And that's how I imagine an alien.
But you're imagining.
Like a dinosaur, like.
But there's something you're imagining,
Yeah,
right?
but that's how I see an alien as.
Okay.
Mm.
But alien would be any type of life form.
Anyway,
It could be a plant.
Yeah,
exactly. So, yeah, it's bound to exist. I feel like it has to exist.
It's not bound to exist. It's not bound to exist. How can you prove it's bound to exist?
Probability.
Probability?
Yeah. Earth's been around for what, 5 billion years?
Yeah.
And we're like only, what, a few thousand.
If I put a gun to your head and you have to give the right answer, I know the answer. Will you lean towards, yeah, there are aliens, or no, they're not aliens? Yeah?
I'd say yeah.
Okay. Who knows? Who knows if they exist? But yeah, I think they exist. 100%.
Yeah.
Next question. Okay. I want you to share now about your split personality story. No, okay. Your sleep paralysis story.
My sleep paralysis story.
Yeah.
That's a personal story.
You know, I've talked to the guests on every single podcast about your story.
Personal life.
About your personal life.
Yeah.
So I need the story.
Where do I start?
How did this happen?
So twice in my life I've gotten sleep paralysis. Yes.
Twice. How did it feel?
It felt very disabilitating. Like it felt very like you lose a control. You're paralyzed, right? So you lose control of your body, right? You can't move. So it just you're in a helpless state, right? So it's not to be so dramatic, but it's not the end of the world. But you can move, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes
were you scared? Like you always are.
Sometimes you see the sleep paralysis demon. You know.
You were probably scared, right? You were probably scared, right?
Oh yeah, I was scared. First time.
Just like how you're scared to fight me.
Second time too.
Just like how you're scared to fight me.
I'm afraid to hurt you.
You know, I'll beat you 50-45, all 5 rounds. I'll take you down, let you get back up. Take you down, let you get back up. Submit you, Darce choke. 5th round. Last minute. That's how dominant I am.
Look in the camera and say that.
I'm gonna submit this guy 5th round. Submission, Darce choke. After playing with him 5 rounds in a row. Happy?
You hear that, people?
They know.
You see how delusional this guy is?
They know. I walked through you. I literally walked through. After this podcast is over, submission. You're gonna tap like you always do.
I don't know what to put you in now. Normally I go for head and arm, rear naked. Those are getting boring now.
Yeah.
I don't want to put you in an arm bar.
But Leon Edwards.
Let's do show and tell.
What show and tell?
Show and tell. The gift I got you.
What gift you got?
The gift I got you. Where's the place? Over there. Unboxing.
Where is it?
There you go. Unboxing.
I know literally nothing about this.
Oh, let me bring it up.
Okay.
This is the Anaconda knee brace. Your podcast MMA, right?
Yeah.
So your MMA fans would probably heard of this. I don't know if it's any good compared to the typical knee brace.
For the people who don't know, I popped my knee.
Allegedly.
I did.
I don't know. Here.
Okay. It's a nice anaconda.
Anaconda.
Anaconda knee.
I don't think it's any different than a normal knee brace, but
Probably the quality.
you'll have to try it and then later you can.
I'll try it later.
If your knee pops, then it's bad.
It's a good. It's a good. How much was it?
I think they had a deal going on. I think I got that and the shoulder brace for like $80.
And I popped your shoulder, remember that?
He did pop my shoulder.
He was talking too much one day. I put him in his place.
No, I was just lying down in a bad position.
Let's talk about movies.
Movies.
What is your favorite movie?
See, whenever someone asks me that, I just forget every movie. But Inception's a good one.
Okay.
A lot of Christopher Nolan. He has good stuff. What else? What's the saddest movie you've ever seen? Have you ever cried in a movie?
No.
Have you gotten close?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the closest you've got?
I've never cried in like years.
Well, yeah, same.
I don't think so. You probably cried recently. Okay. No, but like I actually don't even remember the last time I've like cried.
Actually, me neither. No.
Yeah. You didn't cry at your friend's wedding?
Me? Why would I cry?
Your
He cried
best
though.
friend. Yeah?
Yeah.
But he's your best friend. You've known him for like forever.
Yeah, I'm still gonna know him.
I know, but like it's a big day.
For him, it's a big day.
For you too.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
for me, it's a big day too. But
Okay. But yeah, no, I don't even remember the last time I cried. And it was definitely not, I don't think I've ever cried. Oh, actually, maybe as a kid, but
I've Injustice.
I'm talking about a movie.
Oh,
in a movie.
Okay.
In a movie.
You remember that Injustice match? Monster is probably watching this.
Monster, yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's why your knee keeps popping.
Nightwing. Was it Nightwing?
Did you have Nightwing?
Nightwing. Oh.
Did you have nightmares from that?
But who's the champion? Remember I beat you. We re-downloaded it. We had a reunion. I was Blue Beetle. I beat you with Green Arrow.
Button smashing.
Did you not do that?
No.
When you beat me with Nightwing, you didn't button smash.
Oh no, I was just trolling.
What is it? No, I was generally good. With Blue Beetle. I destroyed you.
What you found out was that you can jump and use that attack.
No.
Right?
I was generally so
I
good.
never jump and attack. I always use my moves properly.
No.
But you jump and you just spam a button.
I'm so good on Justice. I'm so good.
You should do a live stream.
But yeah, I've never cried in a movie. I think I've really cried.
The closest I've ever gotten to crying in a movie was The Grave of the Fireflies. Yeah.
Why was that so touching to you?
It's one of the saddest movies I've ever seen. It's a
You,
Studio Ghibli movie. Have you heard of it?
No.
I think it's The Grave of the Fireflies. Or Grave of the...
Was the acting good?
It's a Studio Ghibli movie.
What?
It's a Studio Ghibli movie.
What is that?
It's animated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the acting was really good.
Just say that.
Yes.
Is it animated? Was the voice acting good?
Yeah. This is dubbed in English, right? It's a Japanese movie. But yeah, that was a good movie. It was about a brother and sister.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, maybe the brother's maybe 10, sisters maybe like 5. And they're in like Japan. And this is like war-ridden Japan, right? So they're dealing with war. They lose their parents, all that stuff. So pretty sad.
So you cried?
I didn't cry,
You didn't cry.
but I got close.
Yeah. You needed. Okay. But you also cried in what? Kalahona too, right?
No.
You cried in that movie.
No.
I remember you cried.
You're just making stuff up.
I'm roasting you on my podcast. This is so funny. But no, I've never cried.
Really? You're about to.
I was about to.
You're about to know.
I really like that movie we watched together. The Incantation, the horror one.
Oh, that
was scary.
I like movies that break the fourth wall.
Yeah. No, but I feel like when religion gets involved, it makes everything even more scary.
Yeah.
Like that Buddhist. I feel like Buddhism, like, I'm not even trying to like this, but Buddhism, like, it just seems scary. I don't know, like Buddhism, like, it just.
Because they're so devoted, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, why would someone be so devoted if it's if they don't truly believe in it? Right?
It's not even like devotion. It's just like their culture, like everything.
Like rituals and stuff.
Ritual. It's just dark. I see it as dark. I feel like so much shady stuff. But yeah, when religion gets involved, it makes the whole thing. The Ritual. That was a good movie too. The Ritual. I think that's what it's called. It was like 5 guys in the forest. Yeah. They're just walking in the sea. Like, yeah. They take the shortcut. You know, that's what you're never supposed to do. Take the shortcut. And, yeah, that was a funny... I watched it with one of my friends, yeah. Shout out Sherwin. Sherwin, I haven't talked to him in a while.
Me neither. What's he up to? Plays volleyball, right?
Yeah. No, Rahim plays volleyball.
He used to, too. Sherwin.
Yeah, actually, we used to know metric school, but
yeah.
I saw him at a university fair recently, but other than that, I haven't seen him forever.
It's crazy how you guys are in university now. Like, even I was talking to my friend.
Next year university.
Yeah, but like, yeah. I was talking to Giro about it, actually.
Yeah. 2007 kids, we're getting old now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
2007. Well, why do you always hate on 2007? You're like this. They're kids. What do you mean?
Because you're born in 2007.
How you see 2007, I see 2012. 2012 kids are like young.
Yeah.
But a 2012 kid is probably in grade 8. Like, is in grade 8 now. That's crazy.
Yeah, when I think of like people that are born, kids that are born in like 2012, I think they're like
babies.
No, I think they're like 6 years old. But they're like
12.
10 or 12.
13.
Yeah,
turning 13.
Yeah.
They're teenagers.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was at Nebs, right? I work at Nebs.
I know that.
You know that? Yeah. But I work at Nebs. So there was a kid in the we have a ride. It's called Speedway, and it just goes in circles. And the kid, he was a smart. I don't know if he was a smart kid or what, but like he started talking to me and stuff, right? Like we had a good conversation, and I don't know how the conversation went, but I asked him like, what year you were born in or something like that. And he said like 2020. The kid was born in 2020.
Wow.
2020 the kid was born. And he's talking
to me. COVID baby.
He's a COVID baby. He missed everything.
What do you think about COVID?
COVID.
A lot of people have conspiracy theories.
You know what? I agree with that.
Really?
The higher power. The higher power. They got it. You believe in the higher power, right? The Illuminati and stuff.
I would. Yeah. Well, I think it's very likely. Like, I feel like, because I think power. You know how the rich just get richer?
Yeah.
Right, and the powerful just get more powerful.
Yeah.
That didn't start just 1,000 years ago. That didn't start even 2,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that started a long time ago. Like a long time ago.
That's crazy.
Right? So like, there were people at the top back there that just kept growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. Right? So
they're champs now.
They're live like gods now. Like everything that, if there is a higher society, they would be living like God. They would be controlling. Like money is nothing to them. It's not a concept even.
Oh wow!
Right? People's lives isn't even a concept to them. Like have you?
What is a concept?
So have you? Oh, there's a show on Netflix. It's called Chaos.
Okay. Oh, I heard of that.
Yeah, it's basically Greek mythology, as if it was still present today. Like if the gods were still alive.
That's
today,
interesting.
Right? So in those people, if there was a higher society, they would probably, minus all the superpowers that they have as gods, but they would probably be living like that, you know, like they would be much like Squid Games, you know, just for entertainment. They might light a kid, like a baby, on fire, just for entertainment,
bro.
Like messed
They've
up stuff.
seen everything in life.
I think power, like ultimate power, like freedom, brings out the most corruption and the evil in people.
That's subjective. Certain people.
But keep in mind, these people were probably born with power. Never faced.
So that's normal to them, yeah. Like killing people is normal to them.
No, like I think everyone should have some type of hardship that they face in life. Like to appreciate the sun, you need to have gone through the night.
Yeah.
Right? So like hardship is good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what makes you good. Right? And it makes you appreciate the better things in life as well.
Yeah.
Right? Those people probably have never had any type of hardship.
I disagree. They probably had some hardship.
We're talking about higher society.
What do you think? What do you think they had nothing in their life? Not a single moment where they had hardship.
Yeah.
Their hardship is different than our hardship. Like, their definition of hardship is probably different.
What exactly? But like, what? How would they
like,
not have?
Let's say they're competing with
hardship?
another guy, another guy from that is up there, and one guy cuts another guy off, or anything can happen. But hardship, I think, is in everyone. Everyone goes through hardship.
You're saying competition,
but they could go through hardship.
What you're talking about is competition,
which leads to hardship.
Which leads to like desire to be better than them, I guess.
Yeah, but you don't think there's ever hardship in their lives? Maybe not to the extent that we have it, but hardship in general, you don't think there is?
I think in a society like that, where normal people are seen as like ants, right? It would cause a lot of corruption to people that have grown up in that society. Like they would be so bored that nothing good is appealing to them anymore. Right? So you just turn to darkness.
But let's say but you're talking about power in general, right? It's like the cause of corruption. Right? Let's say you were in that situation. Like, you're born here, right now. Mm-hmm. And then you're into that situation. You're not born into it. Because if you're born into it, that's different. Because that's normal to them. Mm. But you live this hardship. And you go and get that power. You would appreciate this life that you went through. You wouldn't do the things that I do, I feel like. Just because you have that power. I feel like you would hold on to your ethics.
Yeah, because I would have experienced this before.
Yeah. And only that, ethics to always do the right thing.
Yeah.
So power necessarily doesn't lead to corruption. It depends on the person.
But pure power, I feel like, is a lot easier to lead to corruption.
Pure power? What do you mean by pure power?
Like ultimate power. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want. Your mind is gonna go through evil things.
But if you're religious,
like,
you wouldn't go to them.
Okay, but they see them as gods, probably. Themselves as gods. Higher society. They can do whatever they want. They're probably the ones that created... Well, you can argue they might be the ones that even created religion. This is totally... I don't believe in this. Yeah. But you can argue...
Yeah, I don't agree with that, but it could be a theory.
It could be a theory, like how organized religion is just a creation of control.
Time for the How to Philosophy with my younger brother. Are you ready?
Yes.
Go.
What do we do here? Just pick up
Pick a question, and you gotta answer honestly, or else you get shot. Did we go over that?
Do you believe in earth stones?
Yeah. Or birthstones.
Earth or birth?
They're the same. Birthstones.
You wrote earth stones.
Okay, it's birthstones.
Just so you know.
It's birthstones.
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 What about they exist?
Yeah, but do you think they give you certain powers?
Birthstones?
Yeah, like the Feroza and...
Oh.
Are those birth or earth?
Those are, I guess...
Birth.
I think they're stones that have certain properties, right? Like they... like I think turquoise. I think that's what Feroza is.
Yeah, turquoise.
That is like... It gives you wealth, right?
Yeah.
If you wear
But if it cracks, you gotta take it off.
something like that.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know, like... I actually don't know the authentic... like how authentic that is.
Like, my initial thought is... No.
That was my initial thought.
Yeah.
But then... I was actually talking to Mansoor Bhai about it. And I think he kind of changed my mind a little bit on it.
Yeah?
Right? Because he's like you and me, we're made of atoms.
Yeah.
Right? And our thoughts are also just atoms moving in our head. Right? It's just electrical impulses. And that's what... And those impulses are caused with these atoms that are moving around. Right? So if just atoms that move around can cause consciousness, all this stuff, right? Those earth stones are still made out of atoms as well, right? And you know, it's quite possible. Well, I don't know. You know, this is still like
a theory,
I guess, that atoms can interact with other atoms, right? And maybe they can influence your thoughts, right? Because our thoughts are just atoms that are moving around, right? So if I use that stone, I know some stones are like they help with depression and stuff too, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think all our thoughts are, if our thoughts are just merely atoms and electrical impulses, then addition of other atoms could possibly interfere with that and alter our thoughts, therefore alter our actions, and then lead us to certain outcomes, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
My initial thought is no. That's bullshit.
Your initial thought, but what's your current thought?
Final thought also bullshit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Initial and final bullshit.
Really?
Yeah, like, that's just like, there's no need of that. Like, that whole atom, why would that even, like, influence? It just seems like mythology. Seems like nonsense.
That gives us... Okay, we'll finish off on this point.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
What's
This is
it?
probably the most important concept.
What is it?
Free will or determined. But that kind of ties into our whole debate, because I just said like all our thoughts are just atoms, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people would disagree with that,
Yeah.
right? Because that goes completely against free will, right? That kind of means like you don't really have control of your atoms, right? So what do you think exists? Do you think we have free will? Like, are you in control of your actions?
No.
No. How? And why?
Again, religious aspect. I don't think.
But in religion, we have free will.
No.
Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah, you're accountable for your actions, right?
Accountable. But I think it's just a way better way of living life. Right? Like, accountable in the sense where, yeah, you can make the decision and you always do right. That's what I mean. Always do right.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't think in the sense where... Hold on, how do I say this? I think you should always do the right thing. Always do the halal, right?
Always do what?
Halal thing.
Okay.
And leave everything else up to destiny. Whatever happens, happens. You're not in control of it. And you should see that as your strength to try things.
That is true, but what do you think about... but then why would you be judged for anything? Like, what's the point of all this then? If it was already all written, why do people go to hell? Why do people go to heaven?
I think it's like based on how distracted you get. You should always do the right thing.
Mm.
And if you're getting influenced and go on the wrong path, the people
but
who
you're
go on the
supposed to do that.
What?
That was
go on the
written.
wrong path?
Yeah, because it was written, right?
Dang, I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
It's such a hard question.
yeah.
And I was like in your camp, right? Like
Yeah.
I was really deterministic. Because like everything has to be written. Because like
Yeah.
if you look at science, if you look at physics, everything is just atoms moving around,
Yeah.
right? It's just moving atoms,
Yeah.
right? So if I were to freeze this world right now, all the atoms are still, right? They're still moving, like they were moving before, right? Right? So any moving object, let's say I have this thing, right? And I go like that,
Yeah.
right? The camera didn't see it.
Okay.
Okay.
He just moved it here. That's what
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Wait, give it back to me. Okay, so you moved it all the way over here,
he did. Mm-hmm.
right? If I were to go back in time, so this was done in this is not me talking. I've seen this in some other podcasts.
Yeah.
As well. And this guy gives a great example of it. If I were to go back in time 5 seconds earlier, right? Do you think the same thing would happen?
Like what? Do the thing again?
Yeah. So let's say I start over here, I send it to you,
Yeah.
right? And now I go back in time 5 seconds. It's back over here now. Do you think the same thing and I press play, right? I go back in time, freeze all the atoms, press play. Do you think the same things would happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if I know where every atom is moving,
Mm-hmm.
right? I can measure if I had like if I was all knowing, right? I can measure which atom is going to hit a different atom,
Yeah.
right? The next second, right? Because they're all in a trajectory somewhere. If I know their direction and velocity, I know it's going to hit a certain atom, right? And then it'll hit a different atom the next second, right? So the whole, in a physics perspective, the whole world is predetermined.
Yeah.
It's dominoes, right? The only thing is like we're not aware enough to see it. We're ignorant. We don't know all the information, right? Another great example that he used in the podcast. This is Faraz Zahabi, by the way.
It is good.
He's a good guy. Yeah, you should watch his podcast.
Watch mine first, then watch his.
Yeah, so he gave a billiard ball example.
Mm-hmm.
You know, billiards pool.
Yeah.
Right. So if I were to go for a break, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the balls go everywhere. You would, from an outside perspective, you would think the balls are going in random places,
Yeah.
right? You think that would be random. But randomness doesn't really exist in this
Like
world.
luck doesn't exist.
Luck is different.
Luck is randomness.
We talked about this too before.
Recently, actually.
Yeah. So randomness doesn't exist in this world.
It doesn't.
Randomness, what we think is random is just our own ignorance. We just don't know enough to figure it out,
Mm-hmm.
right? But if I knew the direction that white cue ball was going, this exact same speed, the friction on the mat,
Yeah.
right? Every single thing. I would know it's going to hit that other ball in a certain velocity at a certain angle, which is going to hit everything. So if I go back in time, if you give me all this information, I can tell you where each of those billiard balls will land. It's not random to me anymore. Right? Same thing for every atom in the world. Right? If I just know enough information, I can predict the future. I can predict what you'll be doing 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Exactly to a T. Right? But obviously no one knows the trajectory of every single atom in this whole world.
Yeah.
Right? So from a physics perspective, and this is not debated, this is, I think, pretty set in stone that the world is deterministic.
Okay.
It has to be, right? But then you can't, like, how do you deny free will, right? Like, you have to, like, I'm aware of what I'm doing. I'm choosing to pick up this phone, right? I'm choosing to be on this podcast. Every word I'm saying, I'm uttering, I'm choosing to do that, right? So then you also can't deny free will.
It's a choice.
So the thing, there's only one way that, well, as far as I know, that has both free will and determinism. And that's, and for that you have to believe in a creator of some type. You have to believe in a God, right? Because the theory is that this whole physical world, right, is so perfectly constructed, right? Every atom is in the perfect spot to not only coincide with my actions and my free will, right? But everyone's free will and everyone's action, right? So the pool shot that was taken when this world was created was so perfectly planned. We knew that, well, the creator knew that this ball would have to land over here because you're going to be choosing to sit over there and I'm going to be choosing to sit over here. So the atoms in all this room were planned to be like this from way back, from the creation of this universe, right?
Yeah, that's a good theory.
It's like how, like, it's so perfect. Like, it can't just randomly happen.
Yeah, perfectness.
That's one thing that I think I feel bad for the atheists out there. Because, like, how do you explain that? Like, how do you explain that this just randomly happened?
Bacteria. That's what they said.
What do you mean bacteria?
They started from bacteria.
No, like, how does free will and determinism both exist?
Yeah. No, they don't even have that concept of destiny because they don't believe in a God.
They don't believe in God.
No, they do.
Atheists don't believe in a God.
Yeah, so that's why they also don't believe in free will.
Yeah, they just do what they do.
Yeah, they think it's just...
No, why? They believe in free will. They control their actions.
Well, maybe some, but like if... Because a lot of atheists, they're more science inclined, right?
Yeah.
So like yeah. So if they study physics, then they would have to be deterministic.
You're right.
Yeah.
I think it's time to call it.
Yeah. Time to call it.
You have school tomorrow.
You have work tomorrow.
Yeah, work at school tomorrow.
Work at school tomorrow.
I have business to take care of tomorrow. So it's a wrap.
This was actually
A good podcast.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. What's your thoughts on being here?
that was good.
It was good. Did you like it? Did you like the experience?
I don't know if you got my good angle though.
Yeah. No, but yeah. Thank you for coming on the show. It was a good podcast. Great podcast. It was like one of the few podcasts where like the guest actually has a concrete opinion. You know, like you know what you're talking about, and I can see.
I don't though. Like I feel like there's a lot more to know about things, but
No, like off camera too. This is probably not your best opinion to like.
yeah,
you said
we've
things-
had great conversations.
Yeah, you said
Like
things.
there's
that
so
were-
much more to even talk about. Like
Yeah,
like
we'll probably make a
part
part 2 of this. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
make a part 2 later down the line. We'll make a part 2 of it,
should we
and
reveal what happened in Alaska in part 2.
yeah, we for the people who don't know, me and my brother, we planned a whole trip to Alaska.
We spent 2 weeks on the mountains of Alaska.
2 weeks in the mountains of Alaska.
Crazy stuff.
That was crazy.
crazy stuff.
Gates of the Arctic.
Gates
that-
of the Arctic.
that was
Google
crazy.
that. Whoever's listening, Google that.
Gates of the Arctic.
Look at the image that pops up. We were there.
We saw some crazy things.
Crazy thing.
Part 2. Every other podcast, I'm like, oh, we're gonna have a part 2. We're gonna have a part 2. There will be a part 2 of this one, inshallah.
Inshallah. But I want to guess though. I want to co-guest. as well.
Co-guest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, get Munster by here.
Yeah. We're
Fly
gonna-
out from
Calgary.
yeah.
Okay, that's a wrap. Episode 6. That's a wrap, guys. Tune in. Reels will be out shortly. Hope you guys enjoy this podcast.